So I want to talk about this female loneliness epidemic we got going on, right? It's bad. See, they've been trying to say it was the man trying to use reverse psychology, but it was never the men. It was always the women. Now, you can try to prove me wrong if you want to, but before you do it, I'm going to tell you, you're going to fail epically. You're going to fail big time. The reason I say it's a female loneliness epidemic and not a male loneliness epidemic is because look at what you see on social media, right? You see all these women coming to the internet talking about how men don't approach them. You don't see men doing that. That is women.
A few moments later.
It has nothing to do with being scared.
Can we please bring back men coming up to us? Why are you so scared? Why are you so scared of coming up to us?
It has nothing to do with rejection.
Genuinely, I don't I get it, rejection, okay. I get it. However, if you go up to a girl in a nice way, I don't think you can fail.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
As women, can't we just be honest about the fact that a lot of girls aren't lonely because they can't find a decent man who's respectable, or men aren't men anymore? They're lonely because the expectations of what they want out of a relationship do not equate with who they are in relationships.
Let her cook.
I like this one.
What's going on YouTube? It is your boy Ron back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, hope you subscribe. So I got a video for you guys of a woman who caught a little bit of backlash when it comes to this loneliness epidemic, because it's always funny to see women saying there is a male loneliness epidemic. I'm like, it's funny. Because men aren't the ones coming on the social media complaining about not being approached and being single. Yet, for some reason, y'all don't think there's a female loneliness epidemic. Well, in one of the rare cases, a woman had called this shit out, and of course, women got in their feelings about it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
So I've been seeing some videos on my For You page, and I think that it is finally time to discuss the female loneliness epidemic. Because I know the men have had their own thing, and I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not a man, right? But I will say that the men are more built for it than us. We are not built for this shit, ladies. We don't know how to be alone. These men have been bottling up their emotions and not sharing them with anybody since they were 6, 7, 8 years old. Some of us have never done that. We've always had someone to talk to, a friend, a family member, a significant other, something. And it seems like in 2025, the girls are running out of options because the dating market is terrible. Y'all are literally making fun of girls that are in happy, healthy relationships, saying that having a boyfriend is embarrassing. Miserables. And then y'all also don't have any friends, because anytime somebody reposts something that you disagree with, oh, that's how you feel about immigration policy, you're not my friend anymore. Now y'all don't have any freaking friends. It's not gonna end well if your requirement for somebody to have a relationship with you is that they have to be on the exact same page with you 100% of the time. No one is. We are all people with our own thoughts, feelings, emotions, and ideas. And if you don't respect that in another person, then of course you're going to be by yourself. There's no one else that's going to fit that mold. I'll have to learn healthy communication skills. You have to learn healthy relationship skills. Go to therapy if you need to, do something. But if you are sitting at home right now and you don't have 5 friends that you can call, no man, and your family members just don't get you, I promise the only common denominator in all of those scenarios is...
Hey, I'm sorry she called y'all the Miserables like it was some kind of bad R&B group or something. And notice she said, I can't speak on the male loneliness epidemic because I'm not a man. And the only people that you see speaking on this male loneliness epidemic is women and the male simps that are trying to get attention from these women. I'm like, and I'm glad she brought up the part about being friends, because let me tell y'all something. I got a best friend um, who watches the content every now and then. We've been friends since kindergarten, and I'm 40. So we're talking 35 years and counting. And even he came to me, he said, look, bro, I can't, I don't agree with all your points and everything you say on your channel, but I'm still proud of you. You feel me? That you was able to finally grow into what you got going on now, man. I just want to say I'm happy for you, this, that, and so forth. That's a real friend. That's a real friend. And I told him, I was like, and you know what? I appreciate that. I'm like, and one of the things that um, that I've had to be more mature about is that me and you, as long as we've been friends, we're never gonna agree on 100% of anything. I'm like, you're never gonna agree with 100% of anything from anybody. Period. I'm like, and that's okay. It's just a part of life, bro. And it's just one of those things that I had to grow up and mature and learn. You feel me? And I can see that he's going through that same maturation as well, bro. So it's like, again, I've kind of gone over that, man. Men tend to keep friendships a lot. Our friendships tend to last a lot longer than women do, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. I want to show y'all this video because she did a response to somebody in the comments because they was trying to come for her, of course. Check this out.
As women, can't we just be honest about the fact that a lot of girls aren't lonely because they can't find a decent man who's respectable, or men aren't men anymore? They're lonely because the expectations of what they want out of a relationship do not equate with who they are in relationships. You say you want a man who's emotionally mature, but whenever you're losing an argument, you start crying. That's emotional manipulation. Some of y'all want a man who's consistent, but you don't even post content consistently, let alone go to the gym consistently. And don't get me started on the meal plan you said you were going to start 3 weeks ago for your winter arc. You want a man with great communication skills, but you crashed out on the last one because you thought he was gaslighting you or manipulating you or he was a narcissist. Stop letting people get you out of character. That means you don't have good communication skills. All I'm saying is you can't expect a high-value partner when you are not a high-value partner. This fantasy idea that all the men are the bad ones and all the girls are just 10 out of 10s waiting for someone perfect. You're not perfect. 10 out of 10 is perfect. You're not perfect. And neither is the man that is also on your level. But you won't even give him a chance because in your mind, you're a 10 and he's a 5. But in reality, you're both 6s. Sit with that. The uncomfortable truth here, ladies, is that the dating market and the men are not the only problem. For a lot of the girls, self-awareness is the problem. Because you can't want better when you're not better.
Like, for example, overweight women saying they want fit, muscular men. Women who have children by multiple men demanding men to come in and provide for them and the children that are not theirs. Like, those are just a few examples. But if we're talking about two childless people, there's an imbalance there as well. And the problem is what she mentioned, and I've mentioned this probably only a dozen, 100 times. Guys, y'all have to understand that the reason why the market is the way it is because a lot of these women think that they are flawless. A lot of these women think that they are too good for most, if not all, men. That's why you got women like Maya, as good looking as she is, in her 40s, acting like ain't no man good enough. Do y'all remember that one girl that played the sister on that show, Smart Guy? She's in her 40s or 50s. Ain't nobody good enough for her. These women think they're perfect. Now, obviously, those are celebrities, but I'm just using those as an example because we know who those women are. But you see this on social media all the time with just regular everyday women. Why am I single? Why am I this? Why am I that? And the reason why they speak like that is because they think there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. And they think that the man has to be perfect in every aspect in order for it to be a match. We are imperfect creatures. There's nothing perfect about any of us. Any of us. So I don't understand why women walk around with this type of ego, man. It's what's really holding them back. You're just shooting yourselves in the foot with that.
It has nothing to do with being scared.
Can we please bring back men coming up to us Like, why are you so scared? Why are you so scared of coming up to us?
It has nothing to do with rejection.
Like, genuinely, I don't like, I get it, like rejection, okay, I get it. However, if you go up to a girl in a nice way, I don't think you can fail.
Men are not afraid to walk up to you, and we have no problem actually initiating. Everything you said in the video is disingenuous. And respectfully, you don't get it. At the end of the day, you might have experienced rejection, but you've never experienced the male experience. So no, you don't get it. And that's the reason why you're not getting approached, because you don't get it. Men are definitely exhausted. They're very tired. And I'm going to tell you why you're not being approached. And it's very simple. We're tired of the no text backs. We're tired of spending money on dates and then all of a sudden you disappear and we have no idea. We're tired of scheduling and trying to get a date, but you're constantly busy and always going somewhere. We're tired of all of the insults that I don't need a man. Adulting that's just being confused for independence. The gaslighting, the lies, all of the over-sexualization of yourself, but then we're wrong for even joining in or calling it out. The constant going out every weekend and not expecting to be hit on or make a mistake ever. Mind you, not every guy is experiencing this, but this is the thing that is the biggest deterrent to everything. Stop expecting us to just be okay with the mind games and the constant pain of not understanding. Why is it so difficult to get to know you? So stop trying to, honestly, you seem very genuine in your video. It's just you don't know what you're saying is disingenuous. But just insinuating that we have a fear of something that we're very used to, take rejection. Men have to be rejected for the most part. Like, guys aren't going to walk up to majority of the girls in their life and they're going to say yes. And rejection isn't always at the beginning. A lot of times rejection is later on in the end. It takes a lot to deal with just y'all as a person. The nagging, the constant beration, the problems, the meanness, all that stuff is culminating into, well, I'm just not going to walk up to her because I just don't want to talk to that anymore. I have experienced it far too often where I am talking to a girl and in the middle of me having a pleasant conversation, she'll just make a gay joke for some reason. And it's just like, it wasn't funny. I'm not trying to find a girlfriend for her to be my homie. I'm looking for someone soft, feminine, sweet to talk to ease my day. Not trying to come and play the dozens with you after a long day of work. So no, this idea that you are like, the idea that we're afraid of rejection or to walk up to you is not the problem. And until y'all start addressing these root causes, this is how it will remain.
So I want to talk about this female loneliness epidemic we got going on, right? It's bad. See, they've been trying to say it was the man trying to use reverse psychology, but it was never the men. It was always the women. Now, you can try to prove me wrong if you want to, but before you do it, I'm going to tell you, you're going to fail epically. You're going to fail big time. The reason I say it's a female loneliness epidemic and not a male loneliness epidemic is because look at what you see on social media, right? You see all these women coming to the internet talking about how men don't approach them. You don't see men doing that. That is women. Then you got all these women complaining about the passport bros, talking about they got to go overseas to find women. That's because they lonely and bitter. You don't see men complaining about women going overseas finding men because men are not the lonely ones. And this is the nail in the coffin, right? To prove that we have a female loneliness epidemic, this is the nail in the coffin. How many women do you see sharing men? Knowingly sharing men? How many women do you see sharing men? How many women do you see sharing the same baby daddy? One man can have like 5 women pregnant, all in the same area. You mean to tell me we have a male loneliness epidemic? No, we have a female loneliness epidemic. And that proves it. Look at how many women putting up with bums. Here it is, you have a man laying in your house with no job, no car, no source of income. But yet, he is laying in your house, getting your goodies, shooting the club up, then leaving your house, going to another woman's house doing the same thing. And then turn around and have these 2 women fighting over this man with no income. Yeah, bro. We got a serious female loneliness epidemic. It was never the men. It was the women all along.
And I would like to add to that the MGTOW movement. And we all know MGTOW started well before women wanted to start decentering men. And I think the only reason, and really the decentered men thing didn't come out till after Trump got elected, because all these women were panicking about losing all their rights. That's the only reason why that shit came about. I'm like, but it seems to be circulating again. I'll probably end up covering that here in the near future.
Women get so upset when things that bother them don't bother men. They project so much to say things like, oh, well, why is it that you don't have this? And because we don't have this, so you're not going to be able to be okay with this. That's not how that works. Like, I heard this creator talk about how she was looking at content about the male loneliness epidemic, and she was like, I don't know if that's a thing or not. I can't speak to men, but I do know that there is a female loneliness epidemic. And even if there was a male loneliness epidemic, men are far better suited to deal with that than women are. And I say this all the time. I say, first of all, the male loneliness epidemic, even if it was a thing, women would still be suffering way more than we would, because there are far more women than there are men, especially in this country, America. So if we're lonely, what are y'all? Y'all are already lonely without there being a loneliness epidemic, because there's just 3.4 million more of y'all than it is us. So even if every man got a girl, there'd still be 3 million women that wouldn't have a man. So how can you project a loneliness epidemic onto men when y'all are living through it and been living through it for decades? That's one thing. Secondly, y'all are so upset because the things that bother y'all don't bother us. You ever hear a woman be like, oh, he only has one friend, he must feel like this. Oh, he only has this thing, he must feel like this. Like, that doesn't bother men. That bothers you guys. And you want to project your insecurities, you want to project the things that bother you onto men that don't care about those things. That's why men are able to get through so much and accomplish so much, because things don't bother us like they bother you. Y'all are bothered by every single thing and wonder why y'all can't get through life well. Wonder why y'all can't find any peace or contentment in your life. It's because everything that happens bothers y'all. I told my girl this the other day, I said, you have to stop letting things get to you, because I then have to become responsible for making you feel better about the things that got to you that had nothing to do with me. So now they get to me through you. You're a transition, a throughway of problems that I wouldn't even deal with if I wasn't with you. And that's what women are. Women are added liabilities because they cannot let things go and not let things bother them. So instead of them dealing with stuff or them letting it go, they let it bother them. Then they take it to the man and try to tell the man that it should bother them too, when it doesn't. That's why so many men are peaceful when they're alone. They're not pressed. Would we like to have somebody that, you know, we love and can love on and be connected to and have a good time with? Absolutely. But at the expense of what? That's the thing you don't think about. Like, women will have certain things at the expense of things that are important to them and then cry about that later. They will choose to have something that comes with a lot of drama. And then when the drama comes with it, they'll cry about the drama as if they didn't choose that drama that came with that thing that they wanted. And that's the issue. Y'all project your own issues onto men. And when those things don't bother men, y'all get upset at that too, because y'all want us to be as uncomfortable and as miserable as you are, and we won't. The male loneliness epidemic is not a real thing, but the single female loneliness epidemic is very much a real thing, because y'all won't stop being miserable enough to not be single. Everything y'all want is against what y'all need and causes y'all to be miserable, because you can't just pick something that's good for you. You got to have it all or nothing at all, and that's why you have nothing. But I heard that from that lady, and I was like, this is what I say all the time. Women project their own misery onto men, hoping that men feel it, so that way they won't feel alone. And men are like, no, we're not taking that. Y'all can keep that. We're good over here. And if that means we got to be alone, we'll be alone. But it doesn't mean that we're going to feel the same loneliness that you're going to feel when you're alone, because we're not feeling loneliness when we're alone. We're just used to being alone. So it's normal to us. We can continue our life. Y'all are the ones that fall apart when y'all are alone. And thus the loneliness connected to that being alone. Men are not lonely. We're just alone.
And you want to know another way how I know it's always been the women and not the men? I've seen, and I've actually shown this on my channel, I've seen multiple videos of men enjoying themselves out and about by themselves on their own and talking about how much cheaper it is cheaper it is and things of that nature. But then on the flip side of that, I remember reacting to a video of women complaining that they saw a whole bunch of women alone out and about by themselves, no couples around. I remember showing you guys a video of women. It was more of a skit, but they were complaining about seeing how expensive they were once they realized that they were paying for themselves. So you have all these examples, yet you can't really find any examples of men over here complaining about. And let's be real, bro. If men were going to complain about anything, it would be not getting boxed, not getting relationships. Men control access to relationships. So so if anything, and considering women want commitment from men, just off of that logic alone, it would be a female loneliness epidemic and not a male loneliness epidemic. Especially considering, and you've seen a few people in this video already admit that men are built for this, because we're not allowed to express ourselves the same way women are. So it's like, it's not going to really bother us being alone like it does women. Women are the ones that are over here trying to get validation and attention on social media all the time, not men. So if that was the case, you wouldn't see that as well. But there's, I'm sure there's other reasons that we could think of, but this video will probably fuck around and end up being another 10-20 minutes long. But let me know what you think, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know what I'm uploading. Hit the like button, because it helps with the algorithm. It helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the live show channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.